A very good morning at SL Rec. Today we're back in the studio doing 2 seminars for you. We can already see the first seminar behind us. It's about roof replacement tiles, about roof replacement panels. I have an expert with me today. This is Manuel Geig from Product Management. My name is Thomas Denk from SL Rec. I work in the company and I would say, let's dive straight into the topic. Metal replacement panels, a very, very important topic. It's often discussed at many trade fairs. It's always a big topic. Of course, one wants to try to avoid cutting and damaging roof tiles. Hence the use of metal replacement panels. It's important to mention here that you naturally have much more stability. It cannot break, it is malleable, the form fit is significantly better, the lifespan is better, and the roof, which is very, very important, remains sealed. Therefore, when installing a photovoltaic system, it's best to use a metal replacement panel. I would say, let's move straight on to the first product. It is the Alpha panel. And Manuel will just tell us a little bit about it.
Thank you very much, Thomas. So, here we have our Alpha panel in its installed state. We've had the Alpha panel in our range for quite some time now. You should all be familiar with it by now. It is very simply constructed. From the top side, you can see our corrugations here, which create wind calm zones. Here we have our ice deflector, the rubber sleeve, our bracket, which I will show in detail in a moment, our clamping combination, the hose clamp, and our concrete adhesive tape on the back. The Alpha panel is very easy to install, namely by taking my bracket, placing it on the rafters, position it on the rafters with the long leg facing upwards, screw it tight, and then place the Alpha panel from above. Simply slide it over. The Alpha panel then positions itself automatically like this. The adhesive strip at the bottom is not yet attached. I'll quickly show you how it looks from the back.
Perhaps he can help briefly and just hold it up for the customers.
Great.
Very nice.
On the back, we have our support plate here. I can adjust it to the support height I need. I have 3 adjustment options. I can leave it folded all the way down like this, then like this, or then like this.
So, we can set the 3 usual batten heights that work in Germany here.
Exactly, the 3 usual roof tile heights. And then I have my Bittel adhesive tape here at the bottom. I simply peel off my adhesive strip here. And then I adjust the whole thing to the shape of the roof tile. You can see that quite nicely here. It's always important to say, you press it down well here, so that I simply have protection against rain.
Perhaps a little installation tip to start with. I would always do this adjustment, this shaping to the profile of the roof tile in advance. That means the adhesive tape stays on. This way, it is still very, very malleable. I then simply leave a small piece of the poly protruding. Fit it neatly to the waves. Of course, also try to taper it a bit. That means I have more distance over the valleys here. Fit it well. And only remove this strip afterwards, so that it really adapts nicely to the contours and holds well permanently.
Exactly, wonderful. We also have a few technical details about the Alpha panel. The Alpha panel has an overall width of 590 mm, making it suitable for tiles with a covering width of 180 mm to 300 mm. Why is it so much less now, like now? The Alpha panel itself has a width. We always have to maintain our overlap with the nearest tile here. You can see that quite well here in detail. That's why the tile is made of plastic here. This is where my tile actually ends. And here I maintain the overlap to ensure I'm on the safe side so that no water can penetrate here. The second technical feature of the Alpha panel is the length. We are at the Alpha plate for assembly. Relatively flexible. We have a batten spacing from 300 mm to 380 mm. Below 300 mm, we encounter issues with the support plate. And above 380 millimeter, we are a bit too long. In between, we are completely flexible and can be used with virtually any tile.
That means, when the solar installer is on the roof and inspects the roof in advance, he has the option to simply use the measuring stick to hold against the roof battens if it is outside the range of 300 to 380, because he actually needs a different metal replacement tile. Is that correct?
Exactly. For that, we have something else in the program, but more on that later. We can mount the alpha plate on any type of tile. We can mount it on concrete tiles, or we can also mount the alpha plate on clay tiles. We have a small difference there. For that, I would need the alpha plate again, please. When we mount on concrete tiles, the edge that we have up here stays downwards. And when we mount the alpha plate on clay tiles, then we have to bend it upwards once. It's very simple, like this. And the reason is also very simple, if we take a look at the clay tile. I'll give it back to you now. Then we can see here that we're simply missing two corners here and here. And if we didn't fold this plate here, then we would have the risk of water getting in. We prevent that by doing this. For each installation, in the box of the alpha plate, there is an installation guide for each tile. And the list of tiles where the alpha plate can be used is available from our technical sales department. You can simply inquire there.
The difference to clay bricks and concrete bricks can always be found very clearly here in our instructions, which are available for every alpha plate and every beta plate, which we will also discuss shortly. Is printed.
Exactly. That's actually it.
I would like to elaborate further. I see, we have used a bridge here and we also have an AlphaFlex bridge for that. What is it suitable for and when would you use it?
Exactly. I forgot something now. Here we have our AlphaFlex 2000, a small section of it. Colloquially, we call it a tension profile. We can use this when we cannot mount the console directly onto the rafter. Then we have the option to shift the console to the left and right using the rafter transition profile or the AlphaFlex. Cut out the adjacent tile. This means, with the AlphaFlex, we can place our console to the left or right and thus really save the complete tile cutout.
Okay. These bridges are available from us in 2000mm and can be easily cut to the right size. But you also have the option to buy a 120mm one. With that, I can easily offset from the rafter. I would say that's it for this product. Very easy to install, very quick to install, and above all, very safe. A roof should remain sealed, that's important to us. I would say, let's move on to the counterpart of the alpha panel, namely the beta panel. We ask. We don't have any questions in the chat yet, but I haven't mentioned that yet. Sorry, if you have any questions, please just enter them in the chat. We will try to address them after each topic. Questions that we can't answer directly, we'll of course handle later in the chat. Right, then let's move on to our beta panel. Beta panel, exactly, that's how it looks. Shall we go into detail straight away?
Sure, let's do that. You can see the beta panel nicely detailed here. In terms of basic shape, the sheet is exactly identical to the alpha panel. We have a width of 590mm and a height of 450mm. The difference is, with the beta panel, I install it completely, without penetrating the roof skin. That means I have the sheet without the cutout for the console here in the middle. I really only have the sheet at the back. With the beta panel, just like with the alpha panel, I have my support sheet, which I can adjust to the correct roof height. And then I install the beta panel by simply peeling off the bittle tape again and press it firmly here. Now I have the advantage that I can simply use our regular roof hooks, as you can nicely see set up here. I am not bound to the position with the roof hook. That means I could just as well mount the roof hook here now. Or I could mount the roof hook here. as long as my overlap fits. That's all wonderful. It's important to mention here with the beta panel, because I am much lower than the tile here. It's very important, as you can see here, a bit obscured, that I use the foam wedge so that we simply don't get any water coming in.
Okay, that means the foam wedge for the alpha panel is optional. The foam wedge for our beta panel is not optional. It absolutely must be installed. That must not be forgotten.
Exactly, this is what it looks like. It is then simply placed on the beta panel, and then the whole thing is sealed.
Very nice. Can all our roof hooks be used for this product?
With the beta panel, all roof hooks can be used. It is also very often used in conjunction with, for example, Tegalit roof hooks, because I simply save myself the support on the Tegalit roof hook, and thus I am very flexible in the installation.
Okay, very nice. That means the optimal product for someone who perhaps doesn't want to switch immediately to the alpha panel, but rather wants to continue using his tried and tested hooks that he has in stock, doesn't want to change the stock. He simply buys for a project. Our beta panel along with it will certainly have great experiences with it and will continue to use it. Okay. Do we have anything else to say about that? Ultimately, there is also our surge bridge here, which can be installed. Same principle as we just explained with the alpha panel. And I would say, if there are no questions, and so far there are no questions. Actually, there is one. I think we should address it right away. How well does this adhesive strip hold on older roof tiles? Okay.
Well, the adhesive strip is made of bitter. This is known from many other applications on the roof. It sticks really, really well. So, I can show it here once. If Thomas holds his finger there once. When he pulls it off and holds his finger there, you'll notice, now, pop effect. Exactly now. Then you'll notice that it sticks very, 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 very well. It's just important to say that the adhesive doesn't work so well when wet. That means the adhesive strip should be applied when the roof tile is best as dry as possible. Otherwise, the adhesive also holds wonderfully on older roof tiles.
I think the gentleman or lady who asked are thinking of very old roofs that are also mossy. It actually makes sense to go over it with a brush beforehand to clean it up somewhat. But basically, as Patrick just mentioned, it sticks terribly strongly. So, if you want to remove it again and it was well adhered, it is difficult to remove. And that's exactly what we want, a well-sealed product in the end. Well, I hope that answers the question. If there are any more questions, feel free to reach out to us. Now we have the exclusive opportunity to introduce a completely new product to all of you who are here with us. It is already placed here between us, our metal roof panel. SLLU. Ultimately, it is available in 3 different sizes. We are proud of it, as we have really put a lot of thought into it. And Patrick will now join in and explain the special features of this metal insert plate.
Exactly. I would say let's stay in this view for now, and I'll show you the back of it. You can see quite well here. The panel has no hole, no recess, nothing at all. It has 2 holding tabs at the back. These holding tabs are used to hang the roof panel onto the roof battens. I take the roof panel, hang it up, and fold my apron over. It is made of 100% aluminium. Just like the roof panel itself. I press the apron back against the tile and the installation is complete. I then install the foam wedge up here when I mount the roof hook. And I'm done. We can look at it fully installed. Once in detail.
I want to say that too. Let's go into that.
Exactly. Here you can see the metal roof panel very well in its installed state. We have two raised sections here, which is water that is limited here. Here we still have an overhang, and for additional safety, we have once again a small fold upwards, an upward bend, so that if water gets in here, it cannot get under the tile.
Okay.
Up here you can clearly see the ceiling again, which is needed to prevent driving rain from penetrating from below. And the fully installed roof hook.
Okay, very, very important. We are not dealing with an option here. There. Foam must be installed. Exactly.
But the foam is also included with every metal roof panel.
Say,
Exactly.
good. So, as you can see, we've actually managed to achieve something new, again here. I would say the installation is even easier here. We have 3 different size options. Perhaps you might want to briefly discuss the different sizes later. We have the extended aluminium apron, which, I must say, wouldn't be necessary at all. It's simply a bonus we've added to achieve a longer overlap and a nicer appearance. But basically, you can also see here that our apron, if we go into detail again, that our apron actually finishes here, with the normal tile. Here you can see, sorry, wrong direction. We stop here at the height of the original tile, but simply extend the whole thing again. 2. Avoid all eventualities.
What I haven't mentioned yet is, you can see it quite well here, we have the alpha panel in anthracite, RAL 7016, the beta panel in brick red, and anthracite RAL 7016 and RAL 8004. The metal roof panel will be available in the same colors, anthracite and brick red. Additionally, there will also be a blank variant, so the apron looks just like the metal roof panel.
Okay, the special thing about this product is again, you can easily use it with our roof hooks that you already have in stock. Compatible with all roof hooks. No particular roof hook stands out, right? That you would recommend, but rather you just use any, with the tried and tested product you have in stock.
Exactly. As Thomas has already mentioned, we offer the roof hook in 3 sizes. The 3 sizes are there because we are not quite as flexible as with the Alphorn on the beta plate, as we always have to adapt to the high sacks, to the tile widths. We offer the tile in 3 sizes. They are called SLALUS, SLALUM, and SLALUL, and they are then suitable for the different covering widths. And depending on which tile I choose, I can cover an overall width from 205 mm to 300 mm of the tile. That means, also, this roof plate works very well, for example, with the tegelit.
We have, of course, already thought about how we can support our customers with this. See. Which tiles can he replace with our tile? We have created a list, now a compatibility list created for all 3 different sizes. By now, we have 140, or yesterday it was 140 tiles, or today it's already 142 tiles. You can see, the list is evolving. We also ask you to help us, if you try one out, on your own, and it works great. Let us know. We are incredibly grateful to you for that. But of course, we will also continue to test ourselves and expand the list as much as possible. And I think we've now covered everything. We have presented all 3 products. And if you think about it a bit, you don't really need anything else for a pitched roof, for a tiled roof. You already have our roof hooks, our rails, our clamps. And now, you have the options with the alpha plate, with the beta plate, and with our new metal replacement tile. To cover all forms. Ultimately, keep stock levels low and work through them. That's the motto. Do you have anything else to say?
Exactly, I briefly mentioned it earlier, but we could also take another detailed look at it, in my hand. So, as I said, a special feature is really that we have no roof penetration at all. With the metal roof plate, We really just hook it onto the noses and we don't damage the roof surface or anything else. That means we are completely flexible there. And that is actually unique. No one else does it like this.
I just want to mention one thing. You've really put a lot of thought into the placement of the noses. They are not where they would usually be on the product.
Exactly. We have shifted the noses downwards. This allows us to achieve even more coverage with the overlapping roof tile. We simply say that the noses are not just bent, but they are double bent. This gives us an additional 3 centimeters more coverage with the tile above. This provides us with even more security.
Old tried and true, rethought. That's how it should be done. Yes, Patrick. We have a few more questions, so I would say let's go through them now. And indeed, Alexander Helmerich, will there be a list of tile types? We've already talked about that. In fact, we have a list with these now 142 tiles. It will soon be available for download on our website. As I said, help us to expand it. We are also trying to expand it here in-house. That's actually it with the questions. Product sheets, data sheets can be found under SREC Service Download. Just go to our website, everything current is there for you. Download the documents. If you have any questions, I am here for you and of course our technicians as well. Mr. Patrick, with pleasure. Then I say thank you very much for your attention. We'll see each other in the next webinar, shortly. Also an exciting topic. We go through all our trapezoids. For the trapezoid day, all our clamps. So for now, I'll say goodbye. We'll take a short break, make some quick changes here, and then we'll be right back with you. See you later.